Hi friends, Miss Kristi here, and I am so excited to be together again cooking in the kitchen. Today we are learning how to make a tropical breakfast smoothie. This smoothie is full of tropical ingredients and fun flavors, and it's a great way to start your day. We're gonna have fun making this together today, and I'm so glad you're here. Now, the first step to cooking and working in the kitchen is to wash our hands. While I wash my hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, let's go over the ingredients and supplies that you'll need to cook along today. The ingredients you need are 1 banana, half a cup of frozen pineapple, half a cup of frozen mango, half a cup of orange juice, 2/3 cup water, and 2/3 cup ice. The supplies you'll need are a blender, half a cup dry measuring cup, a liquid measuring cup, 1 spoon, and a drinking glass. Okay, great. Our hands are clean. We've gathered our ingredients and supplies, so let's get started. Now, the first step to do is gonna plug in your blender if it's not already. So I'm gonna plug my blender in and then just take the top off, because this is where we're gonna make everything in here today. So let me take the top off of this so it's ready to put stuff into. All right, the first ingredient that we're gonna use is our banana. So you're gonna grab your 1 banana, and something important about this is just to make sure it's a ripe banana. So if it's green, it's gonna not taste very good in your smoothie. So just make sure it's yellow, and then even if it's getting like a little bit brown, it's a great thing to use, a way to use your banana. So you're gonna peel your banana and just break it in half and drop it in the bottom of your blender. Voila. All right, next is we're gonna do half a cup of frozen pineapple. So grab your half cup dry measuring cup. So it's the one that says 1/2, and then you're gonna take your frozen pineapple. Now, something quick about this. If you don't have frozen pineapple and you just happen to have a fresh pineapple, all I did was I cut up my fresh pineapple and I popped it in the freezer like overnight. It's gonna help with the consistency of your smoothie. It's gonna make it a little bit of that more blendedness. So if you don't have frozen pineapple at your store, just take a real pineapple, cut it up, pop it in a baggie in your freezer, and then you can use it the next day. So half a dry measuring cup, and we're gonna scoop that out, and then just dump it in your blender. Perfect. All right, same half a dry measuring cup, we're gonna do half a cup of frozen mango. Get a good scoop. If you get a little bit more than half a cup, it's okay. It's not gonna be too affected by it, so you're just gonna drop your half a cup of frozen mango, and then you can put this to the side because we're done using that. Now we need our liquid measuring cup. Remember, when we measure things, we're gonna set it on a flat surface so we get an even measure, and we need a half a cup of orange juice, okay? If you don't like orange juice, or maybe it ends up being a little bit too sweet and you try this again, you can always just use a cup of water instead, but if you wanna try it this way, we're gonna do half a cup of orange juice and half a cup of water. So take your orange juice and you're gonna measure half of a cup. Perfect. And then we just dump it right in over our ingredients that we have so far. Same thing with our water. Now we're gonna use a half a cup, actually 2/3 a cup of water. So grab your water, and mine's just in a jar because it's easier to show you that way. So you can take your water from your faucet, and we need 2/3 of a cup. So it's 2/3 on your liquid measuring cup. In the same measuring cup we just used, you're gonna pour in 2/3 of a cup of water. All right, and then that just gets dumped right on top. And we're done with our liquid measuring cup, so you can put that to the side. And now we need, actually, nope, we're gonna grab that. We need 2/3 cup of ice. So if I take my ice here, I'm just gonna measure it right in here because it's easier, we're already using it. If it's not perfect, it's okay. It's a smoothie, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but just try to measure about 2/3 cup of ice. Take a little bit more. Okay, Perfect, and then we're gonna dump that right in. Now you're done with your measuring cup, you can set that aside. I'm gonna grab my spoon and just kind of get everything pushed down under the liquid. It just makes it easier to blend. So just carefully, you don't wanna touch the blade if you have a blade in there. Just try to get everything under the liquid inside. And your liquid should cover your ingredients. That way you know that you're kind of on the right track. So sit this down. And now all we have to do is blend it. So easy, this is gonna be a great breakfast option for you. So put your lid on. I'm gonna blend mine for about 20 seconds. Really, you're just trying to make sure that as you're watching it, that all of the ingredients get crushed up and you don't have any big chunks of fruit or ice. So for me with my blender, that's about 20 seconds. But for yours, it might be a little bit longer, it might be a little bit less. We just have to keep an eye on it. So put your blender in the bottom, and now we're gonna blend it. Okay, great. So that was about 20 seconds. And you can kind of hear too when it gets done, it's not crushing up anything anymore. It slows down when it's blending a little bit. So I think this is done. Hopefully we don't end up with any chunks. If we do, no big deal. You can always blend it again. So now all we have to do is put it in a glass. So take your glass that you have. I have a straw, you don't have to use a straw. But I'm also gonna take my spoon again and help to pour it out. Your blender may have a nice little spout that you don't have to use that, but for mine, it's helpful if I use a spoon, so I'm just going to kind of get it in here. And this will make one large smoothie. If you want to share it with somebody, you could put it into 2 glasses. You could fill this glass up and might have a little bit left over, so you could maybe save it for a little bit later in the day, pop it in the fridge. This is gonna make one nice size smoothie though. So I'm just getting it in the glass. And it blended nicely, so I don't have any big chunks, yay. That's exciting. If you ended up with some chunks, like I said, you could always just put it back on and blend it a little bit more. You can always add a little bit more water if you needed to. When you cook for yourself in the kitchen, you get to have some decisions and make some choices, so that is the joy of cooking for yourself. But here we have it. A tropical breakfast smoothie. So with just a couple ingredients, we were able to make ourselves a breakfast that not only tastes good, but it's good for you too. I do hope you try and make this or try and make it again. And when you do, let me know how it goes. I love getting to hear from you. So you can leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. You could even send me a picture of how your smoothie turned out, and maybe we'll get to show it on next week's episode. Now, speaking of next week, on next week's episode, which will be episode 12, we are learning how to make mini cheesy breadsticks. Yum. These breadsticks are light and fluffy and filled with ooey gooey cheesy goodness. In order to cook along and make these mini cheesy breadsticks next week, these are the ingredients that you'll need to have in your kitchen for next time. 2 string cheese, 4 crescent rolls, 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, which is optional, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, optional, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Well friends, our time together today is almost over. I do hope you enjoyed learning how to make this tropical breakfast smoothie. I know I had fun, and I already can't wait to cook again next time. But before you say goodbye to this week's episode, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. You just have to click the little picture of me in the corner. That way you don't miss next week's episode, and I'll see you then. Bye friends.